Well, you're just seeing those flashes about the government considering an interest-free loan to sugar producers. Abinash Verma, the Director General of ISMA, the Indian Sugar Mills Association, is joining us. Mr. Verma, can you confirm that the Cabinet is pondering on this matter and a decision is expected today? If yes, what's the impact?
I'm nobody to really confirm what the Cabinet is going to do today and whether this is an item being considered. But yes, there are talks in the corridors of the government as well as in the market that there is a consideration probably in the government, in the Cabinet today on the interest-free loan. But what exactly is going to constitute, whether it's going to be for 5 years, whether the interest burden will be up to 10% or 12% like in the previous occasion, one is not very sure. One will have to see what the government decides. But just to give you a reaction on whether it's going to be good for the industry or what is this what we wanted, I don't think this is what we wanted, and I don't think this is going to solve the basic problem of the industry today. The basic problem that we are facing is on account of the surplus sugar, which will be almost to the tune of 10 to 10.5 million tons at the beginning of the next season, which is about 4 to 4.5 million tons more than what the government norms would require us to carry. And that is actually putting pressure on the sugar prices and depressing prices every day. So this is what needed to be solved by the government, is somebody had to take away the surplus stock from the industry, which would have helped improve the sugar prices. Now this loan will only add to our debt burden, which we have to repay after a year or two or whatever. And I will call it, if I may be allowed to say so, it is an unproductive loan, which will go to the farmers, and it will not solve the basic problem of surplus stocks or the problem of the sugar prices, which is falling almost every day.
What is the current sugar price movement that the industry is working with, Mr. Verma?
Sorry, I couldn't understand your question.
You spoke about the sugar prices seeing a downtick. Can you tell us what the latest sugar prices are and the movements that you've marked maybe over the past month, past week?
See, the current ex-mill sugar prices, the two largest producers in Maharashtra, would be around 20.5 to 2100 per quintal of sugar. And in Uttar Pradesh, it will be about 23.50 per quintal of sugar. And as compared to our cost of production, these are almost about 8 to 9 rupees lower than the cost of production. And in the last 1 month alone, I think the sugar prices have come down by a rupee or 1.5 rupee per kilo.
Okay. Mr. Verma, two questions. Why, what according to you is the solution to remove this incremental 4.5 million tons, as you say, or 5 million tons? And secondly, it was very clear even at the start of the last season that the debt burden is very high. Why does the sugar industry continuously get into this overproduction scenario? Can't they just crush less?
See, first of all, to answer your second part, there is a law in the country that whatever sugar cane is produced and offered to the sugar industry, they have to accept and compulsorily crush it. We cannot close our sugar factories till we have crushed all the sugar cane which is available in our area. So therefore, if surplus sugar cane is produced by the farmers, which is happening because the sugar cane prices have seen a very, very steep increase in the last 3-4 years, and it has outstripped the other returns from other crops. So that is creating a problem. There's surplus sugarcane which we have to crush, and therefore surplus sugar gets produced. This is the law of the country. And on the other issue is how to tackle the surplus sugar. There can be 3 solutions, 3 ways to tackle it. Number 1, export the surplus sugar, which we are unable to do because our cost of production is very high, and the global prices have dipped to the lowest in the last 6 to 7 years. It's hovering around 12 cents per pound of sugar. That is one. So that is why we are not able to use that opportunity. Second is the surplus sugar can get converted into ethanol, but that can happen only from the next season or later. Whatever sugar was to be produced has been produced in this year, and there is surplus sugar available in the country. So we come to the third alternative, which we have requested the government, is the government has to intervene to take away some of the surplus from the market. Either they build up a strategic reserve like China does every year, or they create a buffer stock in the traditional sense. We have been requesting the government that you please create a strategic reserve, buy this out. Instead of giving the 6,000 crore of loan to the industry and increase our debt burden, why don't you give it to a government agency like FCI or STC or MMTC or APEDA or whoever? Let them buy this sugar. keep it with them. They can use our godowns free of cost. That's not a problem. So if you take away a couple of million tons of surplus sugar from the market, that will help.
Okay. So basically, I think the longer term solution is to have a more market determined, fair and remunerative price for sugar cane.
Yeah.
All right, point taken. We'll have to wait and see what the CCEA decides, both on loan as well as on this taking away of excess sugar. They have so far resisted that buffer stock creation. That has been the news so far from the government, but we'll have to see how things play.